Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Christian, the co-owner of Little Tokyo JDM. I know previously Joshua had done his video, so I guess now it's my time to do mine. A little history about me. So I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I got 4 brothers, or 3 brothers, 2 sisters. I'm the 4th, obviously. So growing up, I never really knew about cars in the beginning. I mostly played soccer with my family and stuff like that. So I played soccer, oh gosh, probably till about in my 20s, early 20s. I never really got into cars until I got my driver's license when I was 16. I had some friends that I hung out with, and they were car guys. One of my friends had an Integra, and so a lot of my passion for cars started with them. And back home, there would be a strip called Montgomery, and all the cruisers every Friday, Saturday night, we would always go out there and cruise and race and hang out, go to Sonic, all that stuff. And so that's what really sparked the flame for my passion for cars. I got to know the scene and the car culture and started to learn more about it. And then my friend owning an Integra, I was introduced that way to JDM cars. I had an American car when I first started driving, and so thanks to my friend, I got to know about JDM, and that's where I really sparked my passion for that. So kind of moving forward, a few years, I moved up, I upgraded, I guess you could say, from a Chevy Corsica. That was my first car. It was pretty pitiful, but I had an aftermarket part on every car that I owned. That's the crazy part. So my Corsica, I did exhaust and wheels. I had a big old fat muffler. I could probably fit my head in it. It was so big. And then I sold that car, and then I got a Cavalier. And the Cavalier, I did body kit, lowered it, had white wheels on it, had a big old like hood scoop. And then I sold that, and then I got my first, I guess you could say, real performance car at that time. And that was a Mark IV R32 Golf. And that was a fun car, man. That thing was sick. I had a lot of fun with it, but I was never truly happy, so I always wanted more. So I traded that in for a 9th Gen Evo. 2006, brand new, right off the truck. I was the first owner of that car, and that, I have to say, that was one of the best cars I've ever owned. Absolutely love that Evo. I miss it to this day. But unfortunately, couldn't afford it, so I had to get rid of it. And then I made like the hardest decision in my life, is I sold it and got a Ford Ranger. Now let me explain. Let me explain. So the reason why I got a Ford Ranger is because I knew I wouldn't spend money on it. If I bought another car, I would have spent money fixing it up and modifying it. And the whole reason why I got rid of the Evo is because I couldn't afford it. So I purposely chose a truck because I knew I wouldn't spend any money on it. So that's kind of my story behind that. It was torture, complete torture. Thankfully, I got rid of that. And then I got into a Mazda Speed 3 first gen. It was a 2007 fun car, had exhaust on it, had a nice turbo spool, HKS blow valve, fun car. But then again, I couldn't afford that and lost that car. And then went back to school pretty much. I finished school, still at home with my parents. I graduated in June, or no, sorry, I graduated in March, April 2016. Got my bachelor's in information technology. After I graduated, I found a 04 STI out in Arizona, and so I had some money in the bank. I was able to use it, and so I flew out to Arizona, picked it up for a really good deal, and it was my white blob eye. I have a YouTube channel called Next Generation Imports, where me and my friend Joshua, we did a video actually, so you'll be able to see like what that car's like. So I had that car, and I had that for about 2 years, and still would have had it, except December last year, I got hit in the back right after building my motor, like a month later, or a month after, and totaled out my car. So now that led to the Hawkeye behind me, and when I bought that, it was just a baseline, standard NA automatic Impreza. Swapped everything out of my STI, put it straight into the Hawkeye, and so that's what I got to this day. May have to sell the car, not sure yet, kind of sad about that, but if I do, I've already got plans and looking at getting an Evo 4 in the future. I would love to have an imported Evo 4. I kind of miss Evos, so it'd be nice to have one again. So my life is pretty boring. I was homeschooled all my life up to college. So I don't really have much to say about my early childhood other than I played soccer and I was homeschooled. Most of my trouble that I got into was when I started driving and racing and doing all that stuff, which I've mellowed out a lot since then. But yeah, so my life overall is pretty boring. My social life is cars. Outside of that, I don't do anything. I'm at home. I go to church. I do car stuff, and then I'm at home. So sorry, I don't have much to say in regards to that. I have a pretty boring life, but Little Tokyo JDM, I really got inspired with that. I have a real, like as you guys know, cars is my lifestyle. It's a big passion of mine. It's a part of who I am, and I really wanted to do something that involved my passion. I wanted to do it every day, and Little Tokyo JDM is a really good way to be able to do that. And not only that, but give back to the community, give back to all of you guys. So I'm really excited about it. Thanks to Joshua, Little Tokyo is way better than it was when I first started it. The funny thing was, when I first started Little Tokyo, it was going to be more accessories and like phone cases and stuff like that. So with Joshua's help, it's way better. I mean, it's awesome now. So we really took it to the next level, and I'm grateful for that. Grateful for Joshua, my business partner, man. Like he's my fam. So like, you know, we really come a long way too. But yeah, you guys. So I know my video is not as long as Joshua's, so I hope you enjoyed it. But if you guys got any comments, questions about me or about, you know, my younger days or whatever, man, just leave some comments below in the video, and I'll be happy to answer them. But again, you guys, I appreciate you guys. You know, we wouldn't be here doing this if it wasn't for you guys and your support. Just know that we're struggling through this pandemic like everybody else. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep going after it. Don't stop. Because again, your fruits, your labor, hard labors will pay off. So just stick with it, you guys. And you know, we're gonna stick with you also. We're not giving up on this. And until the next video, we'll see you later.
What a rap. Dude, good stuff, my guy.